Let's go. Ain't no way they can stop me now.
What's good, family? You are now rocking with the Kings of the Game sports show. You are now rocking with Russell King, the crown holder, and my man.
Go King.
How you doing today, player?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. On this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, sunny. Now, we're going to get right into it. Let's do the basketball segment first. We got a good game between the Magic and the Cavs. The Cavs end up pulling it out in the last quarter on a 25-18 run against them. Rafer Alston, he had a really good game, 23 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, that's a fairly decent game. How you feel about the victory for the Cavs?
Man, I don't know. This I hear that they had a major comeback.
Major comeback. I mean, it was just so lopsided in the third. The Orlando Magic outscored the Cleveland Cavaliers 25-19, and they come back and just flip-flop it 18-25 in the last quarter and pull it out. They end up leaving with the victory. LeBron James, he almost had another triple-double. He had 43, 12, and 8. He just plays ridiculous.
He's unreal, isn't he?
Just unreal, man. LBJ, he is on the lookout. Mo Williams had 21, 4 and 3. You know, overall was a good game for the Cavs. I can see the Cavs as being a threat in the playoffs, definitely on the road in particular, because they play very well on the road also.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, I think that their major team, although people like to forget about Orlando, but people would obviously say Boston is going to be coming right after them, and Boston has their trouble on the road.
Definitely does have trouble on the road, even though they're stacked on the bench. But speaking about the Celtics lost to the Bulls last night. It's not a good look. Paul Pierce had 37. Rajon Rondo had 26. I don't know how they can have two explosive players get good numbers and still lose. What's your look on that?
Well, I think they're still adjusting to KG not being there. I think KG's the glue there for sure. He's just a guy that sets the tone all the way across the board. Paul Pierce is just the truth.
Definitely.
I mean, he just lays it down.
Definitely lays it down. Well, he laid the hammer down last night, 37 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. Obviously, he needs to pass the ball just a little more. But, you know, they're a top playoff contender, but they lost last night to the Bulls. We'll go on tonight to the game everybody's talking about. Andre Iguodala, game-winning three-point shot over the better Lakers. What do you have to say about that big shot?
It's a huge shot.
Huge shot. I mean, that's pretty much all you can say about it, pretty much. I mean, you got a game winner. But one thing that really pointed out to me was that Kobe Bryant, he only had 11 points.
Wow.
11 points, 5 and 5. So,
well, the final score was?
It was 94-93.
They scored 93 points and Kobe only has 11.
So it shows you kind of how dangerous they are of a playoff threat. If Kobe only has 11 and they only lose by 1, just imagine if Kobe scores 20 or 30.
I'd say the Lakers are for real.
Definitely, they are for real. Paul Gasol leaves out. He's the top scorer for the night, 25, 8, and 6. Definitely some great numbers. You're rocking with the Kings of the Game. We're about to take a short break real quick. We'll get back with you in a quick second. Stay with it, Kings of the Game. What's good, people? You are now rocking with the Kings of the Game. www.myspace.com/Kings of the Game. Get at us.
Yep.
Now, moving on, we go into the baseball. World Baseball Classic is crazy. I mean, I didn't know if I was watching the pennant or if I was watching, the World Baseball Classic. It was just so exciting, man. What's your look on that, Cole King?
Man, I was kind of watching, here and there, going back and forth, and they're going into the 9th inning down by 3 runs. I was like, man, we're out of it. Coming back, I go and check it again. Game's over, and we won. So I was just crazy. Gotta give a little shout out though. I like how they finally got my man Shane Victorino in.
Definitely.
Finally got him in. Had a single that drove in a run there at the end. So. Gotta like that.
Definitely. And we had the hometown favorite, Euclid. Hey, appreciate you putting us on the map.
That's right.
We need that love. Solo homer. But David Wright, man, game-winning bloop single. Who would have ever thought that would drive in 2 runs?
Yeah, that he went down and got that one, too. The bat angle was just absolutely terrible and just dumped it into right field.
Now, with all the good points in the World Baseball Classic, with the U.S. winning, and us going on the road to being the victor of the World Baseball Classic, we have a lot of issues with just, the outside ring, the format. When I was actually looking on the internet today, it said that for the Puerto Rico-U.S. game, it was only 13,000 fans there, and only 3,000 fans were there rooting for the U.S. So It seems like they're having a major problem with tickets, selling tickets and seats and stuff like that because of the location. One, you got the Florida Marlins in the same vicinity, and
Miami.
and how many people come to the Florida Marlin games? Let's be real,
Well, I mean, the thing is that you would think that when it's placed, a lot of people that follow baseball are down there anyway for spring training.
Definitely.
So you would at least think that maybe, you could get some people to come down and watch it, but who knows? I mean, they said obviously they had the same problem when they were in Canada. So I don't know, people that wanted to go and mess with that ordeal, but it's kind of weird, though. You have all these other teams. Venezuela was well represented in Canada. All these other teams are very well represented, all these other places, and the U.S. just isn't happening. Definitely
not. And it's been like an upcoming issue. It's just been so much talk about it. They're saying that the format needs to be changed. They say Dominican and Puerto Rican teams, they both play winter ball, so by the time they get to the World Baseball Classic, they're ready to go. They're just getting out of a season. As of the U.S. players, they're on break, and, they want them to go 0 to 60 in no time, and, it's definitely not that easy.
Yeah, it's easy to get injured that way, which the U.S. team has had problems with.
Definitely. Chipper Jones also quoted says he loves the game of the World Baseball Classic and the excitement, but for him to play another year, the format would have to be changed. Some things would have to be different. But he really enjoys just the game. And I'm a Chipper fan. I've definitely followed the Atlanta Braves. You just don't want to get me started on it. But for him to actually say something like that, knowing that he loves the game of baseball, knows that it is something seriously wrong with the format of the World Baseball Classic. Something does need to be changed.
Yeah. And the thing that kind of excites me is that you saw last night after, Wright hit the winner. You saw Derek Jeter out there acting like he was 12. How you never get to see that when he's in a Yankee uniform. So it's just great to see. It's things you get to see that you don't normally get to see. So
now moving right on to football, man, we got Jay Cutler who wants out of Denver. Biggest news I've heard since the Marvin Harrison trade. So what are your looks on this, Cole?
He wants out. He thinks he's being lied to, and I don't blame him for not wanting to be somewhere that they don't want him. He was that offense last year. Like I said, they ranked third in the NFL, and like I said, they were down to 6th-string running backs and 2nd-string fullback. Brandon Marshall missing games and Eddie Royal missing games. Everybody missing games except for him. So, he was that offense last year, and if Josh McDaniels doesn't want him, I don't know why he feels like he should be back. Plus, he doesn't trust the guy anyway. So.
Right. And the offensive line, they didn't block for him anyway. Half of the highlight reels I was watching was Jay Cutler scrambling, for a pass or something like that. So, they haven't gave him the greatest environment there in Denver. So, for them to act up in that manner, it's just completely uncalled for. So, I see him and why he wants to, get out of the contract.
Yeah. And like I said, as far as guys, looking for things, Cleveland, please get that deal done. Get Cutler out of Denver, please. Brady Quinn, if all they want is Brady Quinn, please give them Brady Quinn for Jay Cutler. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Any of the other teams, Minnesota, Detroit, name them. You guys need to go get him because he doesn't want to be there, and Denver doesn't want him there. So definitely go get him. And all you Cleveland fans, all you Detroit fans, anybody. Man, let us know what you think about this. Would you give up Brady Quinn or would you give up Derek Anderson or whoever you got? What kind of deal would you give for Jay Cutler?
Jay Cutler, definitely a spectacular deal. But while we're touching on Brady Quinn, what is all the hype about? He's, he was supposed to be number 1 overall and, the hype and just everything with Brady Quinn, and he's yet to show us anything besides, a 10-yard pass, during the regular season game.
Yeah, so he hasn't gotten in the lineup very much. Obviously, the hype's going because he's from Notre Dame. Who would have thought people hyping Notre Dame? Crazy, isn't it? He hasn't really developed. I think that because he came from Notre Dame and he played under Charlie Weiss, and that might be a good fit for him in Denver with that New England offense. So he could definitely, I think he could take some steps up, but I don't know how good of a quarterback he could be there.
Yep, and with the end of this segment right here, man, we about to end this Kings of the Game special right here. This is part 3. You know what I mean? Just be on the lookout. Give them the website, Koa King, please.
MySpace.com/Kings of the Game Radio. And while you're at it, put a little Hawaii in your life, flash a Shaka sign.
There you go. Hey, get with us. Kings of the Game, man. Kings of the Game Radio.